Right, hello. It has been a little bit of time. This is the branch vlog for 0.2.3.8 that you can see here. I'll just go to screen only and explain. So the usual thing where we talk about bugs first, that's where they're at the top. Bugs, numerical order, and then non-bugs, numerical order. I'll go through each one, I'll highlight it, usual stuff, to make it easier for when I publish the video with timestamps. A bit of background before I kick off into this one. This one started in end of May, I think like the 25th of May or something, and now it's the 11th of July. The reason why it took so long is partly because life gets in the way, partly because it's, well, majority reason is like 75%, it's a huge rewrite. If I explain what I've done and then we'll jump into the tasks, you'll see why it's such a huge rewrite. So let me go to Sprites. So we're talking about the protagonist, so the main character, so the one that you control. 3.3 is the original one. You're going to see what all the sprites prior to this branch were coming from. So this is the origin of it. Don't be shy, Photoshop, don't be shy. Right. It's big fun. It's not even this one, apologies. It's the one before this one, called 3.2. Right, okay. So, control and apostrophe gets rid of those grid lines. I'll turn it black so it looks a bit better on your side. So you see how I've done it? No real mega structure. I was like, oh, I'll do idles, pistol, and then I'll do idles. Then I'll do like take the pistol out, and then you could see it all started at like, oh, let's add in the pistol first, and then we've got some terrible walk up animation. We've got walk animations, we've got reload animation, and then we've got PDW as SMG. I should just call it submachine gun. PDW is personal defense weapon, which sometimes they call it that. I think they called it that on like Halo 2 and ODST. Or maybe I'm just making that up. Maybe it was SMG. But either way, you can see how it's all kind of built, how it's all put together. And then we've got like the walks, we've got the crouch, variants, because obviously you've got walking with PDW holstered on your back, you've got walking with the PDW holstered on your back, but you've also got a sidearm, and then you've got like, oh, PDW on your back but sidearm active, PDW active, sidearm inactive, so all these different things which you take for granted when you do a 3D model because you just do an animation to chuck it back into holstered animation, but with sprites you need to draw every variant. So that's the original. This was the initial concoction that I came up with. Get rid of the grids. Oh, let me take off black a second. We had like left uninjured, right uninjured, up uninjured, down uninjured, and then left injured, right injured, up injured, down injured. Then from that we have like no weapons, pistol, PDW, shotgun, enforcement rifle, and it took forever to save, and I realised it'd take forever to do extract sprites, like a 140 by 140. So each one of these 140 by 140, every single one, there's thousands. So it would take, like, if I change something, like, oh, I'll just change his belt, I change his belt on every single one, or just on where I made a mistake on one sprite, potentially need to look at refreshing the full thing and then doing some sort of clever edit property matrix to make it actually refresh it in the extracted sprite. So that was the initial idea in May. I think he said the 28th of May. Then I was like, how about pistol in use, pistol not in use? Split it like that. And then obviously, because you know, if you've got a pistol, but you've got your main weapon equipped and your pistol's holstered, then that would be pistol not in use. So you've got PDW and pistol, shotgun and pistol, enforcement rifle and pistol. Kind of alright, still crazy amount of stuff. All sprites are initially drawn uninjured, so I have no injured variants except from ones where you die. And then this is pistol in use, so pistol only. Pistol and PDW, but pistols in use. That one is holstered because the logic is like it's still your active weapon. You just clicked holstered, which sprite wise that makes sense. Logic wise, a bit illogical because technically nothing's active. So then I did the pistol way, and I was like, it's still too big. And then I was like, why don't I do like a base? And then base is just like no weapons. So exactly what you saw. Might as well load it up. You might have also seen the size where it's like 1.5 gig. And this is like no weapons. And you can see what I've drawn thus far. But you can see where I gave up as well. Because I was like, actually, so it's no weapons. And then there's weapons here. Because around about creating it, I was like, wait a minute. This is just still too convoluted. So then we're getting into June, mid-June, and then I decided upon these. So each one of these has its own, but I haven't drawn any of these yet. I've drawn all other, PDW and pistol only. All other is no weapons, actions, or like, if you've got like a combat knife, do like a combat knife attack, that comes under all other. Pistol only, just pistol stuff. PDW, as well show you, has, if I start with PDW first, you'll see where I'm coming from. Let me put the thing back on. We now have, I can explain it without a little writing on the side. We now have PDW only, submachine gun only, submachine gun and pistol, but the submachine gun is active. Side weapon pistol is holstered, inactive. Then we have PDW and pistol active. You might be thinking, I can't see it on his back. It's because it's on the other side, you see. Because originally, the whole reason why this branch was made, I did a rotate sprite, which looks alright, except from, you'll see the sprites which I still need to patch up for the holster logic. That, if you look at this one, holster, he's got his holster on his left leg. If I go to the right variant, he has his holster on his right leg, but that doesn't make sense, because if you face the other way, left is right and right is left. You're not looking in a mirror, or maybe you are looking in either way, it's on the wrong leg, and like the pocket was on the wrong side, and the machine gun was still on this side. So these are true left variants, as if someone truly is looking left, not a mirror copy of right. As you can see, right has it there, you see the submachine gun, but left has it there, because you wouldn't see it, would you? Because you're looking the other way. It's on his other shoulder. It's on his right shoulder here, and it's on his right shoulder there. Like right, if you were him, that would be your right shoulder. So that was a bit of work. You can see I still have the holsters to sort. I've done up to that bit, and then I just need to redesign it. Holsters for submachine gun, PDW and the pistol both need tweaking, because you can see I've got the strap on the right shoulder, which is correct. I've kind of done it so it's ambidextrous, so if you're looking right, he's got it like that, right-handed, and if you're looking left, he does it left-handed, but the strap is still there. I am left-handed, so really I should have just drawn him left-handed, but just, I don't know. But you see when he does the holster, like, how does it do that? How does it go from being like that to there? So you can see where the holster logic for both the PDW, the submachine gun, and the pistol need redesigning, but everything else is alright. You see it's on, look on that, and then we look at the run version there, you see it's that side, and pistols on this side. Terrible pistol drawing for the walking. So that's PDW. And then all other is, so no weapons or things like this. So combat knife, grenade, taser, shield, like putting on the bulletproof vest. Right now you equipped it and that's it, but I want to do eventually an animation where, like, even if it just appears, something, I don't know, a bit cool. Same with the backpack, gas mask, using the radio, so when you do, like, you won't be moving your character anyway, pop up a widget, so I might as well do a little animation where he's got the radio in his hand, rather than him just stood there and the radio widget just appears. And just little things like that, like eating and drinking. So that's all other. I've realised I haven't talked about removing up, down. I've removed the down sprites. Now it's like a triangle. So we've got right, we've got left, and we've got up. And if you're going down, if last time you were right, it'll be like, you'll have the right animation. If you're going down and last time you were left, you'll have the left animation, I believe. If you're going up, you go up. Yeah, so it's like a triangle multi-direction I'll show shortly. No injured, because I need to copy and paste it all and I need to change each one. And these aren't final sprites anyway, so I need to, when these truly are perfected, I then need to perfect everything else on top of it. This is pistol only, so this one has holstered and unholstered, but like holstered only pistol. Death ones, I also only have death sprites for no weapon and pistol at the moment, so death sprites, holster sprites have a task against them to patch a little bit down the line, but this branch was just taking way too long. And then just like the up variants aren't fantastic. The up variants I would define as a version 1, the others I would define as a version 3, if you don't count the fact they don't have normal maps at the moment. So that gets us to everything before Unreal. I'll now go off to tasks and then we can do it. So clean up right walk, PDW sprites. I'll just close Photoshop. When you do these sprites, they need to be bang on the same place. So if I shift it 1 pixel to the right, 1 pixel left, 1 pixel down, 1 pixel up, then when it goes for like flipbook, so sprite 1, sprite 2, it'll jutter. And there was several sprites where the bottom part of his shoe was clipped because I just didn't do it 1 pixel up, or I kind of align it like that part of his eye on like the middle bit of those boxes, and they were just like 1 pixel too far left or 1 pixel too far right. So that was the issue for the walk ones. Also the belt does move every now and then, but it was moving too much between sprites. The jump sprites, yeah, there was an issue with originally I thought about doing the left sprites mirrored, in the sense that I draw true left sprites, but if your right sprite is left step, right step, left step, then your right sprites would be right step. No, that's a bad example. If your right sprites were holstered weapon, then unholstered, then your left sprites would be unholstered and then holstered, and then that way I just get it to play in reverse. Realised that was just crazy, so rearranged them. That's to do with the jumps. It's similar to the jump. There's like start of a jump and an end of a jump, and the lefts had the end, then the start. The rights had the start, and then the end. So fix that. Right, good stuff. Investigate multi-sequence. Right, so I've investigated it for all of them, but realistically, let's just talk about this John one. So, okay. Come on, brain. Number 3. If I click that, here we go. So this is the old way of doing it. You see we've got aim and it's right, and then we've got aim again and it's right, and then these are all rights, and then there was a mirror to mirror it to left. Like that. Now we have multi. If you look on the right side, multi-direction not ticked. Click on these. Now we've got triangles. Remember what I said? So we've got I haven't done up death, by the way. Up death is just right death. So you see that's what it says, R death. Also did a naming conversion change for the sprites, so for the flipbooks, so that took some time. So we've got right death, left death, that. But if I pick like a true one, so we've got like idle pistol up. You see it's unequipped because it's not idle pistol holstered. That would just be idle, I guess. Well, see, it's unequipped. Then we've got right, we've got left. You see what I mean? Like if you watch me go like left, up, right, in sort of like clockwise, and look at his pocket and look at his holster, and then it'll make sense why I had to do true lefts. Because it's on his right leg, it's on his right leg, it's on his right leg, and then like left pocket, it will be left pocket, so I know if a fair bit of effort to do something that might seem a bit trivial. And then we've got like right, left. He's blinking, close his eyes on that one. I need to double check that flipbook. But yeah, you see what I'm trying to do. So that's the investigation. Migrate. Input action movement from Protagonist BP to player controller. Yeah, one of the first things I did, one of the very first things I ever did, was create that mirror logic. Oh, yeah, it's not there anymore. Let me try something. Right click, version control, history. 3rd of June versus previous version. Event graph. Yeah, because it'll be removed, will they? Tick. Here we go. Right side new way. Left side old way. Look what we're working with now. See, originally it was every tick, so I guess like every split second, get the movement, there you go, velocity, get the movement, look at the velocity, X, are you going that way or are you going that way? Depending on which way you're going, that's the current rotation, and if that's the current rotation, is looking right. I don't even think I used these in the final days. And then off the back of that current rotation, then flips the animations like a mirror, and that's what we used to have, and that was on tick, and that is probably since week 3, week 2 of me doing this 3 years ago. Now event tick is empty because it has now moved to player controller. Still a bit clunky, but works as a V1 migration from player controller. Get your enhanced input action. So I had a branch further down about doing enhanced input action. Look at the X, look at the Y, and these aren't needed, but it was just copied and pasted in. I pull in the movement rate for left, right, up, down in case I need to tweak it. So if you've run out of stamina or you're carrying too much, I've persisted that logic, pulled it in as a times multiplier here. And then if your movement rate times, well, I can't call it movement rate, can I? Your movement times the movement rate, if that's greater than 0, so if that's less than 0 for left to right, then that is left-sided, because left is negatives, right is positives, so left-sided. Left-sided, right-sided, left-sided, true, false. Get the movement. There's also add movement, so this is where it all gets a bit bananas, doesn't it? My head's hurting already. It's been a little while. So then it adds that movement to it, depending on which way you're going. Then off the back of that, sets your current location, and then I just piggyback off this old logic I used to do like this step animation. So that's left, right. And then we've got up, down, similar sort of thing, but -1. So let me think this through. It's weird because it's 2.5D. It's not like 3D where it's like, you can go up, down, left, right, forward, back. You can only kind of do forward, back, left, right. But I won't take up too much time. Essentially, this controls up and down, and I understood it at the time. I've forgot since then. Off the back of that is all how the player moves now. So you see, it's not working off rotation anymore. It's working off what you're inputting. So if you're inputting left, if you're inputting x-axis, negative, left. If you're inputting x-axis, positive, right. And similar with up and down, positive, negative, up, down. So that was that bit. Migrate away from get vector on tick. Well, I've just talked about that, haven't I? It's done out of order. It's this thing to that thing. Migrate idle animations to multi-direction. Did that, talked about that, what I showed. Did that one. 3.3 style, yeah, I've already showed you that. This is all out of order. Align WASD to correct settings. Yeah, so in inputs, these are the wrong way round. I kind of did WASD, so up, down, left, right on your keyboard. I did them. I think I did the up and down, or the left and right, back to front, and then further down the line, I kind of did that back to front without realising. So what I've done now is I've just aligned WASD to be proper up, down, left, right settings. So what you see here, WSAD, that logic, and then it's rather than doing two wrong. Essentially, originally I was doing two wrongs make a right, and now I'm doing it just right to begin with. Combat knife animations. Yeah, I was playing around with stuff. I'll see if I can grab it for you so you can see what I've been doing. Just a bit of fun. Combat. It's nothing special. That probably just needs refreshing. Because I left like a knife placeholder there. So we've got, let's just get the normal, right knife. See, it's not doing anything special. As you can imagine, it'd be like a single attack. It wouldn't just keep going like that. But again, version 1, just need a placeholder animation for when I do the attack, when I incorporate knives. Yeah, because you want to start off with a gun. That's too easy. We've already talked about holster, shoot. This is all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. But what I can show you now is a sneak peek of what I've done. I've moved this branch. I've already done part of. I've done like a semi-migration. So look at this thing. This is old. Equipped side weapon, if it's the pistol and your equipped main weapon is the PDW and you're dead, then it's multi-death pistol, or eventually it'll be multi-death PDW pistol. And you don't have the PDW, then yes, it is. It's correct. It's death because you've only got pistol. It's death and you've only got pistol. Again, if this is the wrong way around, but it doesn't matter because we're getting rid of it. There is no death PDW. It's just pistol either way. If you've just died and you've got no equipped weapons, Sorry, let me explain it. Top one runs first. If, else, if, else, if. So top, first place, second place, third place running. This technically should be, both of these are empty, but they're not. But it's not because it's already done this logic. So then I'm just checking, like, are you dead or not? And if you're not dead, false. So false. Then the little dance animation from the past. And if you're not doing the dance thing, then this is where it kind of goes. You've got the pistol. You don't have the PDW. The pistol is the active weapon. Do pistol, state machine. Else, as you can imagine, PDW, else. If they're both there, but your PDW is active, PDW and pistol. First weapon name is the one that's equipped. Second weapon name is the one that's holstered. Flip it. Both equipped, but you've got your pistol unholstered. Then pistol and PDW, else no weapon, and then there's else. Alright, no weapon one. Old school, very, very old school. Within pistol, not pistol, within no weapon, you'll see it's changed. Like you just saw pistol then. That was the old way. That was the version 1. I do have very same functionality. I did have. I don't really use it now. But that's the old way. New way is no weapon. Like this. A little bit of background. I completely had a breakthrough with how to do enemy variant sprite changes dynamically without needing to do zombie medical bald, zombie medical black, zombie medical ginger, zombie medical injured. You know, like injured by default, not after you've hurt them, but just messed up to begin with, missing an arm and stuff, missing an eyeball. I had 5 different zombie medical variants. I didn't want to create 5 different animation blueprints. So this is John's, but if I go to the zombie one, you can see what I'm trying to manifest in this next branch, which I'm halfway through for just for the no weapons variant. Come on, brain. Blueprints. Oh, let's go put combat on. Blueprints. Enemies. Where is it? Sorry, it's been a little while. It's been long work. Character. Here we go. Character enemy animation blueprint. I don't even think I've got how it used to look, do I? Oh, I do. God, look at this. Look at this. I was like, zombie horror, constant horror, and is not injured, if that's its actual name, you know, so I was dynamically changing the blueprint, but not dynamically changing the animation blueprint, not dynamically changing the blueprint, or something like that. And then that was a style randomizer. If 0, then uninjured blue, else uninjured green. In uninjured, injured, badly injured, dead. Look at that nonsense. Look at that. And after I did it, I thought, you know what? There has to be a better way. So I had a little think, and I genuinely figured it out myself. V3 prototype. This is currently it's just zombie medical, but it will work for all enemies. I just need to plug in the variables. Now we have idle. I have a map. The map is an integer for the style randomizer and animation blueprint sequence. So these, so these are sequences. You see animation sequence. Enemies have loads of them, as you can imagine, with all the different variants. This goes, okay, so what's the style randomizer for zombie medical? Oh, okay, so it's 4. All right, so pull the 4th integer, the entry that equals 4. So technically the 5th in this case. Pull that animation in, so find it. That is the animation sequence. If I just do one step back to show you what it looks like, animations, you see here on the left. So if I do idle, this is the master blueprint, sorry. So this is where it's all stored, all the default variables. And then if I go to zombie medical full blueprint, where have I put it? I think it might be on the right. It does them all along. I think it does it all along the right. Here we go. Animation, and you see we've got bald hair, black alternative, so, and then like scarred, so they're missing an arm. So you see the style randomizer runs at runtime on the main blueprint. That number then pulls through that animation sequence from an enemy version of this list, feeds that in, and that is the idle. And that would be for all zombie medicals. And same sort of logic as it was before. Inside, like, this is the state machine, but nice and slick. By default, by the very essence of how it's made, it knows what you want without needing to do that big bool. Is it this, or do you want this enemy, or do you want this enemy? So that's the version 3 I'm talking about. That's what I'm in the middle of converting this to. So currently I have it working on directionality. So off the play controller we set directionality, and then directionality controls whether, this isn't needed now, oops, controls whether it plays back to front, plays forwards or reverse. You know, I talked about doing the left sprites kind of back to front. As you can see, it's a long branch and things have iterated through. So now this needs to change from just being use multi no weapon, because we don't care about flipping the directionality to make it play forwards or play backwards the animation. We've already prepared the flipbox accordingly. So that's no weapon, which is fine. We don't need those we don't need these populated, but I will populate them anyway, because if we look on the main character's blueprint, we see here, if I put it at the top, see, I've done same sort of thing, idle, and then we've got idle, no weapon. It's 99 now, just because when you add in a new one it goes to 0, and then watch this, then you try to add another one, you've already got a 0, so hence why I just made it 99. So it just wouldn't keep hassling me every time I made a new one. But that will be 0. That's 0 now. But yeah, you can see where I'm going. Do this, and then all I need to do is somewhere in here I need, like just like the enemy style randomizer to control which one of these it does, I need an equivalent to say, oh okay, so you know I did like no active weapon class, and it had like all those ands, these, and I essentially need to turn that into a bool. So like he's dead, true, is fine, because that'll just sit there and it'll just play the death animation. But then I need things like all this needs to be a single bool, or no, single integer. I need to condense it into a number. So let's say, well, you've got your pistol, you don't have a submachine gun, your pistol's active, that could be 2, and then, so no weapons is 0. Actually, I can actually show you. No weapons is 0. Idle pistol is 1. Actually, yeah. So this would be 1, and then if you unholster it or you holster it, it will play different animations, but you will already be funneled into the 1 integer variance. So idle pistol is 1, and then idle jump will be 1, you know, for the pistol, and then for walk, sorry, and then jump 1 pistol, crouch. Not done yet. See where I'm coming from? Everything will share the same integer, and that same integer will be all pistol variants, and then it just becomes like the zombie blueprint, completely removing the need for this, completely removing the need for all these different state machines. I'll just have one state machine, one idle, and get your style randomizer integer from the integer, find it in animation blueprint jump, or animation blueprint idle in this case. Okay, so we're integer 1, so it's pistol animations, pistol flipbox, right? Okay, so bad example because it's no weapon, but you see it funnels through exactly like the zombie one. So it'll look like that. I'll do that, but that'll be Protagonist. That'll be the same. That'll be the same. Well, I might name it a bit different, but essentially the exact same thing. Plug in the selected animation. Boom. That's your idle. And then I just need to get the logic right, where something crazy doesn't happen, where it's accidentally showing you the shotgun in your hands when really you've got the pistol in your hands, and that can be completely reduced and mitigated by the fact of just getting the logic here locked in, perfected. So big debug, go, I'm expecting 1, right, it's 1. I'm expecting 3, right, it's 3, good. If the integers are good and I've plugged in the animations in the correct numbers, everything's fine. That is version 3. That is this. The next branch, I have midway started it. I'll play very quickly what it looks like. Currently, I only have no weapon set up with like the new way, you know, it looks left, right, up. The others are all sat there waiting, but I haven't upgraded the state machine. So because I haven't upgraded the state machine, they don't work. So we've got right, we've got left, we've got up. See, I can go like that. And if we go right and then right and down goes like that, left and down goes like that. Left and up is still up, right and up is still up. So you see, like, it's triangle logic. You see holster moves. This is where it really makes sense, you see. because if you look at his holster now you kind of see where I'm coming from. If you didn't before, it looks like he's realistically looking left, realistically looking right. And yeah, the run-ups are a bit funny and stuff like that, and like jump up. So that's it. That's what I've been doing for the last month and a half. There will be quicker now. I already know what I need to do because I already had the breakthrough when I did enemies for the enemy blueprint. This thing, really like it. It'll save a bunch of time and it'll completely eradicate human error plugging in all these different state machines. I can just have one mega state machine with one really fancy, just pick your animation set. That's me. Apart from that, so that was way higher up. That was in February originally. I've swapped not creating normal maps for John with this one, so I've just swapped their places. That's now, and then next it's doing the rest of the map, rest of the textures for the NPCs, the enemies, usual sort of thing. Sophisticated, make it more sophisticated, but everything's going to get an animation v3. This won't just be John. This will be the enemies. Actually, no, it'll be John for now, because I haven't got all the sprites made for the enemies and NPCs yet. Hence, I can do version 3 for the true version 3 for all the enemies and NPCs after I've done. If I can click off it, these, see, and I've done the animations. So the version 3s for the enemies and NPCs will be, I'll plug it in around here, I'll add it in. This one's just John. Thank you for your time. Bit all over the place. Yeah, maybe be a bit slicker next time. I shall see you later.